Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, my neighbors. It is Tuesday, May the 2nd. It is Taco Tuesday. It is the beginning of the FOMC meeting, where that means absolutely nothing to any of you because it just means that they have a 2-day meeting, which they already know what they're going to do, and they're going to continue to have it where for 2 days now, everybody will be experts about the FOMC until the announcement comes out at 2 o'clock, and then Jerome Powell's statement comes out at 2:30, and then the question and answer begins, which is when the FOMC actually begins. So we're into a new month, and congratulations. We ended green. On the month, we are up 0.03% on the SPX. We are up for the first time in almost a year over year. We ended up 0.87%. Now, I'll go back to that. The last time that we were green year over year was right back here on May the 4th, 2022. We hit 4307. We had just hit 4308 back in April. And for those of you that remember, back over here in March, we had that rally up to 4637. That was the last time that we were green year over year. And yesterday, we traded in a 22.80 range on the SPX. So tell your attorneys to contact me because it's my fault that we didn't have any range yesterday and we only traded in a 22, 23 point range, which is the second smallest range in over a year, other than the half trading session the day after Thanksgiving. Why did we trade so small? Well, it's pretty simple. First thing I'll do is bring you over here onto our charts where, as we said on Friday, as we had gotten above that 41.55, we should see 41.74, we should see 41.82. We got that little spike up there. And right after that spike, as you can see, this was clearly a spike on your 1 minute chart right at 12:30. You got your roll down. But you still held above that 41.65, never visited 41.55. However, as I had mentioned over in the alert room earlier that day, your put lottos are 41.55s because that was just your clear common sense area to be expecting was 41.55, as we have only closed above it 3 times. Once was on Friday, twice back in February, never since August when we abandoned the 4200s. I would watch for under $1. In the chat room, we threw that out there when it was getting down, and right when we were above that 41.82 area, they're 25 cents. 7 minutes later, they were $1.60. So even if you got in a little bit early, under $1, 60%, 540%. I already saw the guys that have been with me for years that were posting in the room there. They made 100, they made 500, they made 300%. It's something to do on these extremely slow days, and it's the proper way to do it because the safe spread that I posted yesterday, 4,200, 41.95s, they only produced a 19% return. They expired worthless because of that range that we had and because they never, ever, ever even attempted to get up into the 41.90s. So what we're looking at now is here are our futures. And our futures overnight, we are down 7 points on the ES, flat on the NASDAQ. The Dow, the Russell, the Dow up here at 34,000 is you back in college where you had been drinking on the keg all night long. You've thrown up on yourself twice, and somebody dares you to go talk to a hot chick. That's where the Dow's at right there. The Russell 2000, That's the car that you were driving when you went to the keg party before you got drunk. It's that hoopty piece of shit that you used to have that your parents handed down to you and still made you pay $500 for it. And it had hubcaps. That's the Russell. I continue to stress everything is about this NASDAQ. Everything is about this NASDAQ. And when the NASDAQ reacts, which will not be until Wednesday after the FOMC meeting announcement, after Jerome Powell's statement, and then when the question and answers begin, you will start to see the impact over on the ES. Positive, negative, whatever it is, it's going to come out of the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ that is overbought on the daily, the NASDAQ that is overbought on the weekly, the same S&P that is overbought on the daily, that is overbought on the weekly, and on Friday, it's still scheduled until we have the meteor shower that destroys the Earth on Wednesday or Thursday, or that big nuclear bomb that Russia's supposed to drop on us on Friday. We're still getting the full moon on Friday. So as long as everything's still around, we're going to get the full moon on Friday. You've got overbought dailies, overbought weeklies. You've got sell divergences that are running on multiple time frames. It is what it is, what it is, until it's not. And you have your VIX. Most importantly, you have your VIX. Your VIX being super compressed all the way down here to 1553. This VIX we can rename Andy Dufresne. That's what the VIX is. The VIX is Andy Dufresne. My bitch, Meta, continuing to fake that 236.21. I absolutely love that 240, 250, 240 spread over here on Meta. Worst case scenario, if it needs to be rolled, the credit that's involved in it already is absolutely fantastic. It's over 100%. I absolutely love the Meta trade. This piece of shit, 236.21, and your gap over here from back over in the earnings, along with your big wide view, when you want to take the big wide view look, you go ahead and be bullish. This is a gift from God. AMD going to be reporting earnings later tonight. AMD, nice little run off of that move from back in January where all tech stocks ran, 60 to 102, trading right here just below the 2021 open and just above minus 50% from the all-time highs. Yeah, not something that I would go running into and aggressively getting involved in any way, shape, or form, as all you are doing is trolling around this area, and you can clearly see you've got a very strong 101, 105 resistance area. If you should allow it to go up there and get up to it, you then will have a trade. Those of you that got commons down there at 79.82, absolutely fantastic trade for a scalp. Would not want to be in this for the long term. So we continue to come back over here onto the SPX, and where are we and where are we going and what have we done? And again, just to bring it back into a smaller time frame and trying everything possible to forecast where we at. The gap up that we had there from that drop off last week on Wednesday, we had the gap up on Thursday and that run. Looking like a very nice 1-2 as we are going into nano measurements. A nice 3 as it popped up, a little bit of a 4 dip, and then this final little bit of a strike over here to a 5. You can see here a 1-2, you can see a 3, a 4, and a 5. It looks very clean. And until we start getting drops back below 41.36, more importantly, back below 40.80, 40.70, and then more aggressively starting to fill those gaps that are below 40.50, we are in a holding pattern. And the holding pattern is going to end after Jerome Powell decides to speak. And then you come in and you have your Apple earnings coming on Thursday. So enjoy your Tuesday. Enjoy every single thing about the fact that the sun is shining. You have oxygen in your lungs, and you have one more day to wait for Jerome Powell so that you can come out there and you can pull off one of these 540% trades in the last 90 minutes of trading on Wednesday afternoon. I will leave you with one last thing to get ready for Jerome Powell, and I hope that you are ready for trading today so that we sit here and again do absolutely nothing until tomorrow.
Good morning. First off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. I am here today despite the blackout before FOMC to tell you regards not to pump the market. If you pump the market, I will have to bitch slap you on Wednesday. Let me take this opportunity to tell you that I already sold at the top. And me and my fellow Fed buddies are looking to get back in long once the market bottoms at 3,600. Yeah, that's the JPM collar put leg for those of you keeping track at home. Me and Jamie Dimon planned for this. So if you WSB twats pump the market Monday and Tuesday because you've been listening to Jam Crossant and Believe in Vanna and Charm Flows, I'm going to put on my Walker mask and come fuck your moms on Wednesday. Also, we are going to bail out the banks, but you fuckwads better not pump the stock market on this news. Okay, enough. I gotta go. I got an appointment. Nick from Wall Street Journal is coming over to suck my dick for some scoops. Always remember, fuck your putts, fuck your calls. JPow has you by the balls. God bless my money printer.